Students often multiply only part of a matrix or misunderstand what a scalar does. For example, what happens if every value in a complex system doubles overnight? So by the end, you as students will be able to scale matrices correctly and understand the direct effect this has instantly. So what is a scalar? A scalar is basically a number that we put in front of a matrix and it multiplies every single component in that matrix. Okay, so for example, if we were to put a 2, which is our scalar, or as the single number in front of our matrix here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, a 2 by 2 matrix, then that's going to give us a new matrix, which is where every component is multiplied by that scalar, which is 2. Okay, so remember, single number, it scales every single entry and the same dimensions as well. So we're not changing the dimensions. This right here, which is our answer, is still a 2 by 2 matrix. So as I've said, here are the core rules of scalar multiplication. Okay, so we let k be the scalar, and that is going to be just a number and multiplies every element, but the matrix structure stays the same. Okay, so let's do some worked examples. So given that we have an A matrix shown, we have to find 3A. Okay, so that's how we represent scalar multiplication of matrices. So we put a 3 at the front and then we put our matrix in. So that's going to give us 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9. Now we can also reverse the direction by having negative scalars. Okay, so negative 2a, we have a new a vector here, is going to give us negative 8, positive 4, negative 2, and negative 14. Okay, we can also scale down, so have fractional scalars to decrease our components. So half of each of these components will give us 3, 4, 1, and 5. Okay, so why is this important? Basically, scalar multiplication, it scales every value equally. Okay, so every entry receives the identical treatment, and so the system scales uniformly. Also, the structural integrity remains of the matrix. So a 2 by 2 system never wraps into a different shape then, right? And the negative scalars act as a mirror, basically flipping the mathematical polarity of the entire matrix, okay? So our negative scalars will reverse the signs, and when we go to more complex geometric interpretations of matrices and things like that, that's also a key point to keep in mind, that we are flipping the, I guess you can say, a direction or the polarity of the entire matrix. So some pitfalls to avoid is doing choosing one row or column and multiplying that. So people may think that they're only just applying the 3 to the first column because it's the closest one, and then the B, D is not affected, but that's incorrect. Okay, every single component needs to be multiplied by that scalar. Okay, people also forget negative signs, so that's also a common mistake to avoid. Right, so, and those negatives must distribute to every single element. Just take your time with it, especially if the original vector had negatives as well. So that can also trick people up. And also dimension warping. So changing the matrix dimensions incorrectly if you're multiplying by a scalar quantity is a no-no. Okay, so any scalar operations on matrices will never alter the structural dimensions of the matrix. Right, so let's practice, and we'll level up our practices as we move forward. So evaluate this question here. So we have a scalar quantity of 2 and then a matrix given. So that's going to be 2, 6, 4, 8. right? Now evaluate this. So this is going to have a negative scalar of -3. So each component's multiplied by -3, -6, +3, -15, and 0. Okay, now we have a fraction as a scalar. So really the same thing. We're just halving each component. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right. So again, as I was saying before, there are some geometric applications to this as well when we look at it as a graph as well. So scalar multiplication, it basically is linked to transformations and scaling in geometry. Okay, so take for example, we have a shape. Now the shape of that structure that we've identified, if we scale or multiply it, it will still give the same shape, same dimensions and everything for the sides, but only relatively. So for example, this side might be 3 units long, but this side might be 6 units long, and so the scalar quantity is times by 2, and that's the same for every length and every side on the structure as well. Okay, so if for example this one was 3, then that means this has to be 6 as well. This can't be 7, okay, because when we're scaling something by a single number, we're not changing the structure, just the amount or the size of our matrix. Okay, so that really, scalar multiplication is really driving the resizing and transformations in geometry, right? And I guess we can also say that if we were to repeat this, we can see what the trend would be. Okay, we're getting a bigger number and it's going to times by 2 again, then the original will be multiplied by 4. Okay, so that's also, you can see that, and then if it's multiplied by 2 again, it's multiplied by 8, our entire thing. So you can see a sort of exponential increase in the scaling as we repeat our scalar multiplication as well, which is also an application for this topic. So our final challenge here is to evaluate this scalar multiplication of a matrix. So -4 of our scalar, so take our time with this one. -4 times 2 is -8. -4 times -3, that's going to give us a positive because we have two negatives. -4 times 1 is -4, and -4 times 5 is -20. Okay, so that is all. I hope this really helps. It's a pretty easy topic, but really important that you guys get this down pat and perfect for the exams. Thanks for watching.